Everyone. So we're going to talk about match day 8 for the UEFA Champions League. The deadline is on Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Everybody kicks off at the same time. I've already used my wildcard chip. I used it in match day 3. I used my Limitless chip in match day 5. From now on, I'm going to try and do lives instead of recording and trying to edit it, because I just kept messing up and the chopping up and editing just didn't look that great watching it. So I'm just going to go live. If I make a mistake, I make a mistake. You'll probably see a few mistakes, but hopefully maybe just being a bit more relaxed about just recording and just chilling out. Hopefully it comes across when you're watching it that I'm genuine and I'm trying to just try and help out and show you what I'm thinking. So yeah, anyway, let's move on. So yeah, I've used my wildcard and Limitless. If you haven't used your Limitless chip, it could be really good to use in match day 5. We'll see all the lineups at the same time. Everybody kicks off at 8 o'clock. As you can see, everybody plays on Wednesday. So there's no Tuesday and Wednesday's fixtures. Everybody plays at the same time. So the league stages will keep going up and down. There's a few teams that still need to try and get into the top 8. There's still a few teams that are trying to get into the top half of the playoff bits, and some teams that are trying to get into the second half of the playoff bits and not get knocked out. So it's going to be interesting for the last day. As a Chelsea fan, I watched it from afar last season. We was in the Conference League, so I know how it works, but I wasn't fully focused on the league stages like other fans would be. So I'm locked in this time, because obviously Chelsea, if we win against Napoli, we'll be top 8, but if we draw, then it's uncertain what we'll be. So I'll be looking at league stages as the matches go on. But just before we continue, I'm just going to talk about the fixtures, what I like for match day 8. I like the Atletico Madrid game at home against Bodo Glimt. I know City lost against them 3-1 in match day 7, but at home at Atletico, I think they could be a good side to target a few players from. I've got a shortlist further on in the video of players that I think we could potentially target. It's not locked in, because we don't know who's starting. At 7 o'clock, we'll get all the lineups for all these teams exactly, and then we can start to fully lock into who we're going to buy. But it's good to have a bit of a plan of what teams to target, which teams to look out for when we're trying to make our decisions at 7 o'clock till 8 o'clock before deadline on Wednesday. So it's good to have a bit of a plan of, if this player doesn't start, then I might sell him for him. If this player does start, then I'll keep him, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, Atletico, I think that's a good fixture. I think Real Madrid at home, away against Benfica could be a good fixture. Mourinho is the manager of Benfica, so I won't be surprised if Benfica have a bit of a shock result and beat Real Madrid or draw against them. It'll be interesting to see if Mbappe, Vinicius Jr. start for Real Madrid, them type of players. Man City versus Galatasaray, I think City could be a good team to target. They didn't win in match day 7, so I think they'll be wanting to win and get into the top 8, so they don't have to play them playoff matches. Haaland and Foden didn't start for City today, so maybe they're resting them for this Galatasaray match. So the City match could be a really good team to target. I know Galatasaray aren't an easy side, but when City play at home, you always expect Haaland and City to do well. Liverpool versus Karabakh, that could be a good fixture to target players like Salah. He's back from the African Cup of Nations. Ekitike is not starting today, but he could be put back and starting against Karabakh. It could be a good one. Gakpo. Then there's Barcelona versus Copenhagen. Yamal's back from suspension. He could be a good, decent shout. Get in the comment section. Let me know if you've got any problems before match day 8, what you're thinking. If you need my advice, but I'm going to continue. Arsenal versus Kirat. That could be a really good fixture. We need to just see what the Arsenal lineup is before we can really nail on who we should buy from the Arsenal side. But Arsenal versus Kirat, that could be a really good fixture to target some players from. You expect a clean sheet the way Arsenal have been playing, and you expect a few goals from Arsenal. It'll just be interesting who actually starts for them. Juventus versus Monaco. Monaco haven't been the greatest this season, so Juventus could be decent. Atalanta versus UniSG, you could get some Atalanta players. And then Bayern Munich versus PSV is the one that I'm looking at. It depends on who starts. For Bayern Munich, they might rest players and try and get the win without using them. But here are all the fixtures, Wednesday's fixtures, and I've put the best fixtures at the top. So Arsenal at home against Karate. It just depends what the Arsenal lineup is, but the clean sheet odds are really good for Arsenal. That could drop if they've not got Raya in goal, they've not got Gabriel in defence, they're resting Timber, players like that, then the clean sheet odds might drop after the lineups have been announced. But on paper right now, they look like they've got the best chances of clean sheets and goals. 4 goals they're expected to get against Kurat. Not certain they'll get 4 goals because they probably will rest players. Then we've got Barcelona at home against Copenhagen. They've got a good chance of getting the clean sheets and goals. Liverpool, City, Atletico Madrid, all of them are at home. Karabag, Galatasaray, Bodo Glimt, all got decent chances of clean sheets and all got decent chances of getting more than 2 goals. Then you're getting into the teams what haven't got the easiest fixture, like PSG at home against Newcastle. They could still be decent options, but I think if I was targeting 2 players, I'd be getting 2 players from probably Arsenal, Barcelona, Liverpool or City. If you've got 2 free transfers, if you've got 3, then you can get somebody else from like a Real Madrid, PSG if you fancy, but I think I'll be targeting them sides. Now we've got the shortlist, and I put a question mark because obviously this isn't locked in. We need to find out who's actually starting, but if Raya's starting for Arsenal and they're at home against Kurat, then he could be a really good option to buy. There's Becker at home against Karabag, Garcia at home against Copenhagen, Donnarumma at home against Galatasaray. I've put him a bit further down the list just because of the clean sheet odds. If he doesn't start, then you could potentially go for Trafford, but I think if he doesn't start, then I'd probably go for the other goalkeepers ahead of him. Or Black, if you need a goalkeeper, he could be a good one. I think I'd favour Raya, Becker, Garcia. But if Raya doesn't start and it's Kepa, then you maybe go down to Becker or Garcia. It just depends on the lineups, but I don't think Liverpool will rest any players, so Becker could be a decent option. Into defence, Gabriel, if he starts, could be really good. Van Dijk, really good chances of him getting ball recoveries and potentially a goal or an assist. He's been so unlucky in the Premier League not to get a goal or an assist the last few weeks. He's hit the bar a couple of times. Kunde, I've got him in my fantasy side. It's good for ball recoveries and he's good for getting attacking returns. O'Reilly, if he starts for Man City at that price, is really good. At home against Galatasaray, he could be good. Hanko is the pick that I've gone with for Atletico Madrid. It could be anybody from the Atletico Madrid defence, really. Mendes, Grimaldo. If you don't want these 2 haven't got the best chances of a clean sheet, but they've probably got the best chances of getting an attacking return, so they could be good. But it all depends on the lineups. But I thought I'd show you a few players that have caught my eye, and you can kind of work out if this player doesn't start, have I got the money to be able to afford them? Saka, he could be a really good option. If he doesn't start, then there's other players like Trossard that you could get potentially. I've got Moreno in my side. He annoyingly picked up his 3rd yellow card in Matchday 7, so he's suspended for Karat. I kept him in Matchday 7 just so I had him for Matchday 8 so he could play against Karat, and he's now suspended, so that's a bit of a killer for me. Yamal, back from suspension, he could be a really good option at home against Copenhagen. I do like Fermin Lopez as well. I think he's got 5 goals and 2 or 3 assists in the Champions League. Really good option. It'll be interesting to see what the Barcelona lineup is because Rashford didn't start in Matchday 7. Lewandowski, Rafinha, Ferran Torres didn't play in Matchday 7. So there's a lot of good players for Barcelona. So it'll be interesting to see who starts, and then we could decide who we should pick. But Yamal is a good option. Salah, they're at home against Karabag. let's see what he does today in the Premier League game. It kicks off in 15 minutes. He's starting. Phil Foden got rested, came on for the last half an hour for City in today's match, so he should be starting in the Champions League because Semenyo can't play in it. And then we've got Elise. I've put Elise a bit further down because I'm not too sure if he's going to actually start. They're away as well, but playing against PSV is one of them players that gets goals and assists quite a lot, so he could be a decent option. Looking at Vinicius Junior is making me a bit sad. If you watch my transfer plans video, my team selection video, my deadline stream, I was thinking about buying Vinicius Junior. I didn't, and I went for Rafinha because he had over the 2 fixtures. I thought it was a little bit better. I thought Rafinha would do better than him over the 2 match days, and then Vinicius Junior gets 3 assists and a goal, 20 points. So I lost out on 18 points not buying Vinicius Junior. So it's hard reading watching that Tuesday's match, and it kept popping up Vinicius Junior assist, Vinicius Junior assist. But it is what it is. I'll talk about my team further on in the video. So Simeone, I think he could be a decent option, but I think I'll go for the other ones. If you're going for a midfielder in match day, you're only buying him for really 1 match day, and then we can change our side for the playoffs matches. So it is kind of a 1-week punt, whoever you buy in. You don't have to keep them long term. You can change your whole squad after this match day. Then we've got Gyökeres, Lewandowski, Ekitike, Haaland, Kane, Mbappe, Alvarez. All depends on who's starting for each of these sides. But if Gyökeres is starting at home against Kirat, he could do well. I know he's not done well in the Premier League and he's still trying to find his feet. But in the Champions League, he knows a little bit more about playing in Europe, the way they play. So I think he could easily score a few. And I think he'll be on penalties. I think Saka will be probably rested in the Champions League. So Gyökeres, if he's starting, could be a decent one. Lewandowski could be. Ekitike is not starting for Liverpool today. So he's another one that's kind of rested. Haaland's rested as well. So if he starts in match day, he could be good if you haven't got him. I sold Haaland for Mbappe in match day 7 because I wasn't sure if he was going to start. I thought he was going to get a rest. He didn't get arrested in the Champions League. He started, but he got a rest today, didn't he? So I was 1 game off Haaland's rest. But I'm glad I went with that transfer because Haaland only got 2 points and Mbappe got 10 points, doubled up to 20, I think. So that's my shortlist. But come back on Wednesday's deadline, 7 o'clock, and we'll know the lineups, and then I'll be able to tell you which players get removed off this because they're obviously not starting and who we should be looking at. So next we've got the captaincy rankings. This all depends on who's starting really, because if Saka's starting for Arsenal at home against Kirat, could be a really good captain option. I've gone with 3 midfielders instead of forwards, just because they get extra points. They get an extra point if they keep a clean sheet, and you expect all 3 of these teams probably to keep a clean sheet as well. So there's an extra point over a forward. So you can go for a forward. I do usually go for the Haalands, the Kanes, the Mbappes. That's basically what my captain's been for the last 7 match days. But these 3 could be good. Let me know in the comment section if there's any other players that you're thinking of captain this match day. There's obviously Haaland that I've not put on here. Yamal. I put Rafinha here. It just depends who starts out of Barcelona. I think they'll both start. But for me, with Yamal and Rafinha feels like the more goal scorer. Yamal feels like the supplier more. So I do like Rafinha just for UEFA Champions League fantasy terms, just because I think he's more likely to get more points. But if Bayern Munich start Harry Kane, Elise, then they could be decent options as captain. But we'll see when the lineups come out at 7 o'clock on Wednesday what we should do. Next, we've got the suspensions. So as I mentioned before, Marino's got his 3rd yellow card, so he'll be suspended for match day 8. Declan Rice also picked up a yellow card in the last minute, so he'll be suspended. Probably thought, I don't want to start again. I'm not going to start against Karate. I might as well get suspended for it, and then I'm back for the round of 16, and I'm not on a yellow card type rope, because the yellow cards don't get wiped until after the next stages for him. So it's probably made a right decision. The yellow cards is, just quickly, the yellow cards is 3 yellow cards. So these players, a lot of these players are suspended because they picked up 3 yellow cards. Rodri got sent off, but then it goes to 5 yellow cards. So if he gets 2 more yellow cards, some of these players, they're going to be suspended again. So just be aware of that. So as the tournament goes on, once somebody gets to 4 yellow cards, we might be looking at them and thinking, oh no, I might need to sell them soon. But yeah, Rice Marino, I won't lie, I don't know how to say his name from Atletico Club, so I'm going to miss it. How De Jong from Barcelona, he picked up his 3rd yellow card. Kim got sent off for Bayern Munich. Rodri got sent off, as I said. Pavard got his 3rd yellow card. Sunchik, David. So there's a few players that could get suspended if they pick up the 3rd yellow card, but because we're gonna change our whole squad once we get to after this stages, it doesn't really matter about some of these players if they're on this list. Like Nuno Mendes is 1 yellow card from a suspension, but if you've got him in your side, don't worry about it, because if he gets that 3rd yellow card in Matchday 8, we can change our whole squad and he'll be suspended. You can get rid of him anyway. So other than the ones in red, don't worry about the other ones. I just left them there just so people know who's just about close to getting a yellow card and being suspended. I put them in alphabetical order of what clubs they play for. So Fermin Lopez, I've just talked about him in the shortlist one, but he's one that's close to getting a suspension. Elise as well. He picked up a 2nd yellow card in the last match. But anyway, I'm going to move on from this. Then we've got the injuries. And this needs to be updated. This is from last time. So obviously it says Tuesday and Wednesday's fixtures. This is last week's. I didn't want to change it because it needs to be updated anyway when we get past these weekend fixtures. But some of these players are back. So they should be back for Matchday 8. So we're just going to move on from it. And now I'm going to talk about my Matchday 7 side before we finish. So I got 69 points in Matchday 7, 578 points. And I took a red arrow to 12,000, so I dropped down 3,000, which is rubbish. Obviously, you're getting red arrows, you don't want them, but a lot of managers use the Limitless chips, so they're only dropping 3,000. Didn't feel like the worst. And I made some mistakes, to be honest. I regretted them once we got past deadline. I regretted what I did. I had Dan Burn on my bench and I didn't sell him. I sold Timber because I thought I sent a predicted lineup, which isn't the locked in side. I sent a predicted lineup that Timber wasn't starting, so I sold Timber, which was stupid of me, and I kept Dan Burn, who's got PSG in Matchday 8, so I don't even want Dan Burn. So I should have sold Dan Burn and kept Timber because Timber's at home against Karate in Matchday 8. I don't expect Timber to start, but I would have rather had Timber on my side, and then if he doesn't start, I can bench him or sell him in Matchday 8 than selling him now and now having Dan Burn, who's basically a bench player. So I sold Timber, he got himself an assist, he got 5 points, and I got Lewis instead, so I got 1 point. So I lost out on 4 points from that, and I sold... Who did I sell? Yamal, who was suspended. I got Rafinha, he got 2 points, and I was going to buy Vinicius Jr., so I lost out on 18 points from that. So I lost out on 22 points altogether buying Rafinha and Lewis. I got 3 points, and Vinicius Jr. and Timber got 25. So I lost out on 22 points. And if I got them 22 points, I know it's all gone by now, but I looked at it and I would have been 13,500 ranked at the moment. So that's a massive swing, isn't it? Nearly 8,500 places jumped up just because of them transfers that I made, which was a massive mistake. And let's quickly forget about this and look at Matchday 8. So this is my side for Matchday 8. I've got 3 million in the bank, and everybody's got 2 free transfers, or they've got 3 if they've rolled one over, or they've got a chip to use. But I'm not happy with my side, I'll be honest. I've got Chelsea and Napoli playing each other, and I've got Sanchez and Savic. I'm thinking about just starting Sanchez and backing my team. I'm a Chelsea fan, so I'm thinking about backing Sanchez. I've got Vega on my side. It was probably a stupid buy to buy him. I didn't think they was going to keep clean sheets. I don't know why I bought him. DeMarco, I was going to plan on selling him in Matchday 6, but I didn't because other fires I had to put out. He's away against Dortmund. Dortmund are really good at home, so I don't really want to start him. Happy with Kunde, I'm happy with Rafinha. I'm okay with Rico Lewis, but I don't think he'll start, so that might be a player that I need to sell before deadline if he's not starting. McTominay, I'll keep him. I know it's at home against Chelsea, but as a Chelsea fan, it'll probably relieve some pain if McTominay scores against us, and at least I've got him in my side. Elise and Kane, I'm not too sure if they will start. They probably will, but I'm a little bit worried that they might get rested like Mbappe. So I am pretty much down to the bones. I've got Rafinha as captain at the moment. We'll see what the lineups are like and things, and then I'll make a decision. But I'm not even sure that Rashford starts. He's not been starting for Barcelona, so there's a lot of players that might not start. Rico Lewis, I'm worried about. Vega and DeMarco, I'm not expecting much from. Sanchez, I'm not expecting much from. Elise came, Mbappe, Rashford, I'm not too sure if they'll start. I've got Yilmaz away against City, I don't really want to play him. I've got Dan Burn away against PSG. I can put him in my side if I've not got 11 players starting. But away against PSG, I'm not expecting much from him. He's only just coming back from an injury. And then I've got Marino that's suspended. And I was going to play Marino. Is at home against Kirat. It was the ideal fixture. I thought we were going to play up front. I thought they were going to rest loads of players, Arsenal, and Marino was going to play. So I've got problems. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm just going to wait and see what happens with the lineups on Wednesday. So I'll do a deadline stream on Wednesday, and we'll talk about all this kind of stuff. And whoever's starting, I'll pick. Whoever's not starting, I'll think about selling. Whoever's the most expensive players that are not starting, probably sell them. Then the other players that are on the bench, if I need to play them, I'll play them and hope that they come on and do something. But yeah, I'm looking to potentially sell 2 players. Don't really want to take a hit where I'm 12k ranked in the world. I don't think just before we get a full squad that it's worthwhile, because if the player doesn't do well like I got with Rico, Lewis and Rafinha in last match day, you're losing points. So might not take a hit, but we'll see what happens. 2 minutes before deadline in match day 7, I made a stupid mistake of selling Timber for Rico Lewis, as I said. So I'm just realising that I've not even spelt Rico Lewis right. I've put Leiws. But that's my side for match day 8. I'll do another deadline stream. Well, I'll do a deadline stream on Wednesday where I talk you through what I'm going to do. We'll talk about the lineups. If you need my help with transfers, captains, whatever, I'll update it. I'll probably start the deadline stream around 7 o'clock. I'll try and see the lineups because they'll probably be out about 5-10 minutes before that, and do the graphics just so you know exactly what I'm going to do. But actually, quickly before we finish, I'll just go over to my side and show you a few things. So this is my side, but this is what I've always wanted to show you, this part here. So if you're watching this, get onto social media, FPL Scott or FPL Scott _, Twitter, Instagram. Twitter, Instagram, BlueSky. I'm on all three of them. And screenshot this part and let me know what you got. Like, look, I'm above average on all of them, but if you click on this part, I think it's pretty cool. Oh, internet, don't start messing up. I don't think I am going to show you it because it doesn't seem to want to. Oh, here we go. I don't know why my internet's just decided it's playing silly beggars. But here we are. So it shows you. So match day 1, the average manager's got 70 points. I got 91. Look, I've not taken a hit all season. So that's why I'm not thinking about taking one in match day 8. But yeah, it shows you this. So screenshot this and show me what your average is. I find it interesting, and I want to see what you've done. Like, have you been well above it? Have you dropped below it on one of the match days? What did you make of a mistake to get yourself in that mistake? But yeah, so I was 21 points above it on that first match day. In hindsight, I probably should have gone with Limitless chip or wildcard in match days 2 and done what other people did. I soldiered on until... Oh no, I was planning to do a Limitless chip in match day 7, and I was planning to do a wildcard in match day 5. I was planning to do 4 match days and then change it, but I didn't like my side after about match day 3, so I think I used the wildcard then. But yeah, screenshot that and show me how your side is looking. So there we have it for my match day 8 transfer targets, transfer plans video. I've done it with a live because I feel a little bit more relaxed to just talk and not be chopping it up and all that. When I record it on my own, I don't know what happens. I just become a mess. And then when I go to edit it, I have to chop it up, and then you see me jumping about like because I'm chopping it all up. At least with live, if I make a mistake, I just carry on because I can't stop it and start it and stop it and start it. So you're seeing me make the mistakes. I'm sorry I keep saying and putting my hand on my face. I realise I'm doing it and I'm thinking to myself, stop doing that, but I keep doing it. But yeah, I'm just trying to get better at all this kind of stuff, and instead of spending an hour recording, then an hour or 2 hours editing it and chopping it up to then not be happy with the final outcome, I thought I'd just go live, let you guys see the real me, and hopefully you've been able to watch the whole thing and enjoy it. And now I can just log off and know it's done instead of having to spend an hour and a half listening back to it and trying to get it so I don't sound like an idiot with loads of mistakes. So there we have it. I'll be back on Wednesday, 7 o'clock for deadline stream, and then I'll be shooting off at 8 o'clock as soon as the deadline has passed, because I'm a Chelsea fan and I want to watch Napoli versus Chelsea. So yeah, get in the comment section and let me know where you ranked in the world. If you watch this video, hit that like and subscribe button. I hit the milestone of 2,500 subscribers yesterday, so thank you everybody that subscribed to my channel. My target's to get 3,000 before the end of the season. Hopefully you enjoyed this one. Let me know in the comment section any advice, what you think I can get better at, what you think I could change, what advice you need, etc, etc. Get in the comment section, let me know. I'm kind of happy that I'm doing UEFA Champions League content tonight, to be honest, because my FPL season is going to ruins. I'll show you what is happening with my UEFA Champions League side tomorrow. If you play UEFA FPL as well, hit the subscribe button. Anyway, signing off. I'll see you on Wednesday. Goodbye.